could not believe this true crime story when I looked at that. I'm like, oh, and also they said they didn't find any gunpowder on Tim's hands. She sat there for 3 hours before she called the EMS.
3 hours.
3 hours before she called the EMS. Hey Poohs, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video. In today's video, we have some king crab here. We have some lobster tail, some snow crab, some prawns, some mussels, some crawfish. I also had some potatoes, but I kind of took them out because I kind of overcooked them, so I don't have that anymore. But I did kind of want some potatoes because I haven't had potatoes in my boils in so long. But yeah, that's what we're eating on, and some corn. I think I said corn. I don't know. But today I have Flavors by Dame dash butter sauce, and I also have Beloved sauce back here. Woo, woo. It's kind of hot. Shit. But yeah, I have her sauce back here in the cut. So I'm going to be using her sauce as well. So yeah, if you are new to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below so you can become a Heyyy My Pooh. Don't forget to hit the post notification bell right next to the subscribe button so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. So I'm ready to smash. I'm so hungry. I haven't pretty much eaten all day. I haven't had an appetite. Pretty much all weekend I haven't had an appetite. So I'm about to eat on this beautiful lobster tail. I think this is like a 4 ounce. It's not really big at all. But how's everybody been doing? Let me know in the comments down below. By the way, I am doing a true crime. So if you do not like true crime, then you might want to go ahead and exit out of this video. But a lot of my Poohs love true crime. So this is Flavors by Dame dash butter sauce. It is so good. I already know how it tastes, y'all. Woo! It got a little kick to it. I already know how it tastes. I was putting my hands in the sauce, y'all. It's so good. What? Oh. My husband actually had some, and he loves it. And he don't like butter sauce.
It's the best one.
He said it's the best one, y'all. I low key, I agree. I agree. This has to be my favorite butter sauce. I love it way more than Beloved sauce. I love it more than that seafood boil in the bag that I had. I love it better than any sauce that I've ever tried. This sauce is legit. Is bomb. Look at that. And for my husband to like it, it's bomb. Because he don't like sauces on his seafood at all. Oh my God. I try not to use a lot of butter, so I kind of made this sauce thicker. He said adjust it to your liking, so I didn't add a lot of butter. Y'all have to try it. It's so good. I'm so mad it took me this long to try it. I don't know why it took me this long. I still have to try Mama D's World D&D sauce. I have to try that sauce. Okay, my neighbors are washing right now, so yeah. If y'all hear clacking noises, I don't know what's in the washer right now or the dryer right now.
Dead body.
Huh?
Dead body.
A dead body.
The way that it's rumbling around.
Okay, let's get into the crime story. Oh my god, that sauce is so good. You did that dang. Oh my god, that's so good. Oh, I gotta try with a shrimp. So it was this guy named Tim McNamara. Oh, this shrimp is tender. It was this guy named Tim McNamara. He owned an apple orchard in Soap Lake, Washington, and it was worth 1.2 million to 2 million. He also was married. He married a lady named Vicky, and they had 2 kids. Their names were Caleb and Jennifer. And the McNamara's was known all around the community. Like, everybody knew them. Everybody wanted to be them. They loved the McNamara's. One, of course, because they had money. And a lot of people idolized them because they just looked like the perfect family. You know, the kids grew up with a father and a mother in the same household. They were very wealthy. Everything was just smooth. So everybody pretty much loved the McNamara's. It was this young girl named Tracy. She lived near the McNamara's. And she pretty much idolized the McNamara's like a lot of people did. And she used to just watch them from afar, you know. She was saying she even wanted to be a McNamara. Like, she really wanted to be a McNamara. That looks so juicy. Tracy pretty much came from, sorry y'all. Tracy pretty much came from a broken home. She didn't grow up with a father. You know, of course, they didn't have the McNamara's kind of money. To her, she felt her life wasn't up to par to her. Anyways, Tracy moved to North Carolina when she was 17 years old with her family, with her mom. Eventually, she ended up starting her own family. Tracy ended up getting married. She didn't have kids, but she ended up marrying. And one day, she get an invitation in the mail from Tim McNamara. His daughter, Jennifer, was getting married. So she went to the wedding, you know, have fun, and she just started having like these feelings towards Tim McNamara. She had like these physical attractions towards him. Mind you, Tim McNamara is married. At that time, he was getting a divorce though. Tracy was still married back home in North Carolina. So Tracy ended up, you know, they didn't pursue anything because obviously she's married still and he's going through a divorce. Tracy ended up going back home. She ended up going back to North Carolina. And during that time, I guess her relationship just kind of like fell through with her husband. So she ended up getting a divorce. So she wanted to move back to her hometown, her original hometown, which was Soap Lake, Washington. And during that time, she ended up pretty much pursuing a relationship with Tim McNamara, because at that time Tim McNamara ended up getting a divorce. His divorce was final at that time. So oh my god, this is so good. That sauce is it. I promise you. So they were dating, and people started talking around town, around the community. Come to find out, Tracy's father name was Denny McNamara. You listen to this? Tracy's father name was Denny McNamara, which means Tracy's father and Tim McNamara were brothers. So Tracy was dating her uncle. Wow. Yes. She had no idea though. When she found out, she decided, okay, well, I'm going to still pursue it. So she still wanted to talk to her uncle. That's crazy. I couldn't imagine that. There's so much food on here, y'all. There's so much food. Oh yeah, I forgot this is excuse me. I forgot Sam's Club open. Pre-cut they king crab. I feel like I haven't had king crab in a minute. Okay. So after months of dating Tracy, Tim McNamara transferred all of his property into Tracy's name. That was including his apple orchard, his house on the farm. He had like a whole bunch of land. Because the reason why he did that, he was afraid that, you know, one day if he died or something, his kids wouldn't leave his farm intact, you know, or leave his apple orchard intact rather. So he basically signed over everything into Huh? What'd you say?
Well, I guess she wanted a stranger because that was his niece.
Exactly. She technically wasn't a stranger. So he transferred everything over to her. So of course in that neighborhood, Tim and Tracy wasn't, you know, accepted. So they end up moving way to Belize. So they moved to Belize where Tim, he ended up buying a 50-acre farm. He even put that in Tracy's, he even put Tracy's name on that deed. Thought that was crazy. Like, wow. Just in a short period of time, you know? So just after 1 year of moving to Belize, Tim and Tracy got married in Belize. They got married. Huh?
No, I said in Belize to his niece.
What'd you say?
In Belize to his niece.
Yeah. He got married in Belize to his niece. That's crazy, y'all. They got married. He even wrote up a will stating he want his wife to have all the property when he died. The life insurance, I think the life insurance was like over $500,000. Pretty much just everything over he want her to have if something was to ever happen to him, right? Excuse me, y'all. I'm trying to get all this meat out of this tail. Oh my god, it's so good. After 2 years of being in Belize, they ended up broke somehow. So they were trying to really get people into they had like they opened up a bed and breakfast there as well in Belize. And so they was trying to, you know, get people in there so they can make money because they was ending up broke. So Tim was feeling really, really stressed out at this point. And even more so because, okay, let me dip some in the beloved sauce. I know y'all like, but that's, y'all. So Tim was having a hard time with money. And then on top of that, back home in Soap Lake, Washington, their hometown, his own granddaughter was accusing him of physically abusing her. So he was dealing with that. Ooh. I'm gonna dip it in some beloved sauce now, y'all. That's some beloved sauce right there. Inspired beloved sauce, rather. So Christmas ended up rolling around. So Tim McNamara, he reached out to his kids. And he basically emailed his kids and said, I really enjoyed being your dad. Because, you know, he haven't really talked to his kids like that because his kids pretty much didn't approve of him dating, you know, his own niece, their cousin, pretty much. So not just that, the kids found out that he wrote a will and he left everything to Tracy and not his own kids. So his kids was pretty much mad about that. But anyways, Tim McNamara ended up stepping out on his front porch in Belize. It was raining that day. I hate to do this with braces on, but I don't have my crackers. And Tracy said she was in the kitchen cooking dinner, and she said she just heard a loud pop. And so she said she didn't move right away because Tim McNamara usually be on the porch and he'll fire off some shots because it either be an animal trying to come on a porch or something. So she said she didn't feel the need to go right away. I done opened up a snow crab and a king crab, and I had a whole lobster tail back here. Why y'all ain't tell me that? So I'm gonna dip it in some beloved sauce. So Tracy finally goes to the porch. She sees Tim McNamara laying on the porch. Tim McNamara has been shot in the back of his head. Tracy said she ended up kind of like cradling Tim and sitting with him. And she said she just didn't know what to do because she didn't see any blood, so she was confused on what was going on. This girl didn't even call the EMS though. She sat there for 3 hours before she called the EMS.
3 hours.
3 hours before she called the EMS. And she had a landline in her home. When she finally called the EMS, they arrived. Tim was barely hanging on because at that time, when she was laying with Tim for those 3 hours, he was still alive.
Right. With 3 hours though, come on now.
He was still alive, even though he was shot in the back of his head.
He got shot, but.
So she finally called the EMS. The EMS arrived. Tim died at the hospital. Tim died 5 hours after being shot. So he had a lot of time to live. You know what I'm saying? To recover,
right.
To actually make it.
So he was shot, but she killed him.
Right. He was shot, but she basically killed him because she could have called the EMS right away, but she chose not to. So immediately after, Tracy found out Tim passed away in the hospital, she called his son, Caleb. And Caleb basically was like, what happened to my dad? Did he kill himself? And Tracy like, no, why would he do that? I don't think he killed himself. So, Caleb ended up, catching a flight to Belize, and he ended up viewing the body with Tracy. And so, the following day, the Belize officials, they brung Tracy in to question her, basically on what happened, what she think happened to Tim. She said she felt as though Tim killed himself because he was having issues with his kids. He was having money issues and things of that nature.
She was doing this.
But then she told the son she don't feel he did. Right? That's so weird. Yeah, that's really weird. I'm eating a knuckle now, y'all.
And so you said because he was having issues with his kids.
Right. She said because he was having issues with his kids and he was having money issues, so she think he killed himself. So she ended up taking a flight back home to Soap Lake, Washington, her hometown, until stuff kind of like died down. 2 weeks later, the police official came out with the forensic report. So it basically stated that Tim didn't commit suicide, and there were blood splatter on Tracy's shirt. And also the way that the gun was positioned, Tim couldn't have done that to himself, basically.
How you gonna commit suicide being shot in the back of the head?
Yeah, so now they're saying, okay, it's a homicide at this point. They also said the person that shot him was only 5 feet. I think it was like 5 feet. They was shorter in height, basically, than Tim. So he couldn't commit a suicide. What you gonna say?
I forgot.
You forgot? I know it's kind of late, y'all. So if I seem a little off, it's really late. It's actually like 1 a.m. right now. I usually don't film this late. Usually like 7 p.m. or something. Or 11 is the latest that I usually film. Ooh. This sauce is slapping. You sure you don't want none? So Tim kids got a hold to the forensic report, and basically they feel like Tracy is the one that killed their father. So of course they hired a lawyer and was coming after Tracy. Obviously, you know. I mean, I don't know. I would. Would you think that it was Tracy that did it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Once she had, how tall is Tracy? Once she had blood splattered on her shirt. And for the dude to get shot in the back of the head, somebody, because if you standing on your porch, you're gonna face, you know, your yard or whatever, right? So yeah, he got shot in the back of the head, and she had blood splatter on her, not stains or
right, exactly. Like usually if somebody. Oh, and also they said they didn't find any gunpowder on Tim's hands.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wonder why they didn't test her hands.
It was probably too late. But they might have found traces. Should have tested her clothes. I'm pretty sure they would have found some.
Yep. The kids feel like, ooh, I got lipstick on my chin. The kids feel like that Tracy did it because she had motive. Basically, she have all this property in her name. She got that life insurance when, you know, Tim passed away, over $500,000. Like, she got motive. You know what's funny? Well, not funny. The crazy thing is, Tracy's mom basically said that Tim McNamara physically hurted Tracy when she was a child.
So the dude that's her husband.
The dude that's her husband / uncle I don't want to say that word. Physically assaulted her when she was a child. And when the true crime interviewers asked her, like, how do you feel about that? Like, do you feel any way about that? Like, she was like, well, I was a child and I don't remember it. So I'm like, something is really wrong with this lady. You know what I mean? Like, that's not gonna bother you. She basically was making it seem like I was a kid then, and if it did happen, I don't remember it. So why does it matter now? You know. But don't forget that Tim McNamara's granddaughter basically said the same thing. She said the same thing that happened to her. You know, her granddad did that to her. Ooh, that looks good. So, do y'all remember when I said that Caleb, Tim McNamara's son, flew out to Belize when he found out his father passed away, and that he went to go view the body with Tracy? So Caleb, Tim McNamara's son, stayed the night with Tracy. Like, stayed the night. So they did some things together.
Tim McNamara's son?
Tim McNamara's son and Tim McNamara's wife, Tracy, did things that night.
What the hell is going on here?
Exactly. Less than 24 hours of Tim McNamara's passing. Like, how you gonna sleep with his son? Like, I'm so confused.
Your cousin.
Your first cousin. That's your first cousin. Like, that's your Caleb. That's your first cousin and your stepmom. Like how? What I don't understand what's going on here. Like what? Are you crazy? Tracy said that her and Caleb been had a relationship for years, and a physical relationship for years. And she also said that Tim McNamara knew about it. And that's another reason why he was like very down and depressed and stuff. But of course, Caleb denies it. You know, I don't know who to believe. What you think? I don't know. It's kind of hard to, I don't know. Yeah. That story sounds so twisted. I don't even know. Like, believe you believe it? Because it's like, what she got to lie for?
Who?
Tracy.
No, I believe that she was sleeping with the son.
I believe it. I believe it because hell, if she'll sleep with her uncle.
Right. What's a cousin?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And you couldn't have loved him too much. You let him sit there with a bullet in his head for 3 hours.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think she was sitting there waiting for him to die, and then she was like, "Damn, he still ain't dead yet. 3 hours later, I gotta call somebody now." Like,
dang, why did you wait 3 hours to call the police? I mean, to call the EMS. So basically, they froze all Tim assets. So Tracy ass ain't even gonna be able to use none of that stuff until they figure out who killed him. Until they, take her off the list of, being a suspect pretty much. Or not a suspect. Is that what right? A suspect? Suspect? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Suspect, person of interest. Mm-hmm. At this point, she is a suspect.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting full, y'all. I ate a lot, though. So, who y'all think killed Tim McNamara? Because, I was having some different thoughts here. I kind of feel like I really do believe Tracy did it, but then it's like, I don't know, because if his own son can sleep with Tracy, it kind of makes you wonder. You know what I mean?
I think they both had a part to play in it, but the son, how could the son do it? If
and he was back home?
Yeah, he went in the country.
Who's to say he wasn't? Did they check that?
That's true.
Of course, they wasn't going to check that because they believed that he stayed in Soap Lake.
But I mean, of course, they would check it, because in order to leave the country, you have to get a flight or some type of, you're going to be on some type of manifest, unless you got like even if you do it privately, it's going to be a manifest.
Yeah.
There's going to be some type of thing that you enter in the country.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Unless you get smuggled in, but.
Yeah, so who y'all believe? Do y'all think Tracy did it or his son did it? Or do you feel like Tracy did it, but his son played a part in it because he wanted to be with her?
Exactly. They want to be with each other.
And then the fact that Tim left everything in Tracy's name, so his son want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You never know. This stuff is crazy. Like I could not believe this true crime story when I looked at that. I'm like,
I'm gonna tell you what I think.
It's too much shit going on in this story here.
Classic case. I think they both had feelings for each other, and they came up with a plan to get dad and uncle / husband up out of there.
Uncle /
dad / husband.
Man, that's too much going on.
Get them up out of there.
That's what you think?
That's what I think.
I don't know. I kind of agree with that, though. I think she was just. Well,
of course, you know what happened.
I feel like she was just obsessed with the McNamara's, period, because she said she was. I think she just wanted that lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think she really loved him. I think she wanted that lifestyle, especially if you leaving a person you love. I don't give a damn how in shock you are. I know a person that could be in shock, but for 3 hours being in shock. Do people really be in shock for 3 hours? I don't know. I guess everybody's body is different. Who knows?
But I mean, you couldn't have been in too much shock. You sat there and cradled them.
Yeah, she said she screamed for 3 hours.
No.
I'm like, I cannot.
No sane person is gonna do that. Your first reaction
is to help.
Right.
To run and help. What happened? What's going on? And to call somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
You either did it or you mentally challenged.
Yeah.
Man.
Huh?
After you sit there for 3 hours, I can see maybe 5 to 10 minutes. I even give you 30, but 3 hours?
Yeah, I would say 30 minutes. 3 hours, come on now. Sis,
hours.
You did it. And I don't understand how her ass ain't locked up.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I haven't seen an updated story on it, but I don't know. Seemed like she had a good lawyer to me.
So, I don't know. Wait, you just skipping a whole bunch of parts here.
What, as far as the lawyer?
Yeah, so she got off?
I don't know. I haven't seen the updated video on it.
Right, but you didn't say what happened. Like, did it go to court or?
They didn't show all that.
Happened?
They didn't show that. They didn't show that part.
That's all that happened.
That's all that happened. They didn't show that part.
Oh, so you don't know who did?
Nope. They don't know. They don't even know.
What?
Mm-hmm. So.
Bro. How the hell did this not go to court?
I'm sure it did. I'm just saying.
Oh.
They didn't put it in this video because this was probably when it first came out. So it's not. They didn't probably have the second part to it just yet. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's a part, part 2 or somewhere, but I couldn't find it, so I don't know. Her lawyer seemed confident that she gonna get off though. So, okay, I'm about to wrap this up, y'all. These crawfish are banging. I ate a whole lot. Look how much I ate. Can you see how much I ate?
Mm-hmm.
I told you I was hungry. Well, alright, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and finish eating. Because believe it or not, I'm still hungry. So, I want to thank y'all so much for joining me. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching my videos. Thank y'all for 50K. Hopefully I hit 50K this week. If not, then, But if I do, thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all so much for all the love, the comments, the likes, just everything. Sharing my videos. I appreciate y'all so, so much. Y'all can go ahead and follow me on my social medias if you would like to. I will leave it all in the description box down below. Please go ahead and check out Flavors by Name Butter Sauce. I'll leave his channel in the description box as well as the recipe to this sauce. So make sure you check the description box, y'all. But thank y'all so much for joining, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Woo! This was so good.
They called her husband uncle in the newspaper.
They called what?
They called her husband uncle.
What they say?
They said
you on Google?
Yeah, Tracy Nessel did not exert undue influence.
I can't hear you.
Tracy Nessel did not exert undue influence over her husband uncle before his suspicious death in Belize. A Grant County George ruled last week.
Last week?
This was February 22nd of 2017.
Oh. So did she go to jail?
No. Look, and then they got an updated one March 30th of 2010.
Mm-hmm. That's not an update. You said 2010.
I'm sorry, 2018.
Okay.
It says, was Tim McNamara's death a suicide or was it a murder? The answer to that question, blah, blah, blah. This whole case is messy.
It is. It is. There's too much going on. I got so much food. Oh, I still got food on here. I didn't eat everything. I lied. I got a whole knuckle right here. A knuckle right here. I have a knuckle here, a leg. Wow, that case is crazy.
This lady gonna say, I watched this case last night, but I don't remember them saying she got with the son. The same son who was initially angry that his father was fucking his own niece.
Exactly.
Like, she was so fucked up in the head. So proud to be spreading it for her uncle.
Oh. Crazy. All right. I'm done for real.
Alright, stop it.
Yeah.